we spent 10,668 rands and 5 cents managing this homestead. Get it? I said cents.
I'm Audrey.
And I am Masana.
And on this channel, we share our financial journey while homesteading. So today we wanted to share with you how much we have spent on this homestead to manage it.
Yeah, in the month of January 2023.
Yeah. So we are going to start with our utilities. This is going to differ for everyone in terms of if you have a bond, if you have already bought your land, or if you are renting. Right? So that's an extra cost to all these costs that we are about to tell you.
Yes. So we're not going to go too much into it. So we get a lot of questions from people asking us how much it costs to actually maintain a homestead, right? So that is a really, really difficult question to answer because how long really is a piece of string? So what we are going to tell you is how long our string actually is.
Yeah.
Right. So in our case, we're going to assume you already paid your land in cash. Well done. Good management there. Because property around this area, just for 1 hectare, can be 450,000 rands plus without structure, just it being empty, right? But we're going to assume you got it, in cash. If you are renting or if you are, you got it through a bond, that's a different, calculation altogether. You'll have to include it into the budget.
Exactly. Then we have our utilities. So this month we spent 350 rands on electricity, and this will last us about 2 months, a month to 2 months, depending on how the weather is, because we do switch on our heater when it's cold, but it's not cold for the next few months.
Yeah.
Then the following thing is managing the homestead. These are things that we needed to actually get work done on the homestead, so we couldn't just ignore them. So these are the must-haves of what the homesteading is requesting. Yeah. So we bought trellising poles, trellising wire, the trellising string, the shed netting for the vegetables, the planter bags. We bought fertilizer for the first time for our vegetables. We bought nails, and we bought a lot of other things. And all these costs came up to 5,721.09 cents.
Yeah, so that's because our farm this month really wanted us to focus on our vegetables, right? As you can see, a lot of it was trellising stuff and shading, protection. So on one side we have our tomatoes and, we had cucumbers, so we have to trellis those. And then on the other side we had our spinach, which was being burned by the sun quite heavily. So we needed to protect that.
Yeah. So the homestead tells you what it wants, not what you want.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just did what it wanted. And then there is something that a lot of people think that it falls away the moment you move into a homestead, and that is groceries and takeaways.
Yes, and that could not be more incorrect. So sometimes, we work very hard here. So, being on a homestead is not only physically draining, but it can also be mentally draining. So sometimes when you go to town, you really need a pick-me-up. And we found out that sometimes we really needed pick-me-ups a bunch of times. And that's where, we ended up buying a bunch of ice creams, McFlurries and stuff like that. And also got a few, takeaways. Because sometimes we just did not feel like we had the energy to make food when we got home.
Exactly, yeah. So our groceries, these include items that we obviously won't buy every single month. So your toiletries and whatever, soap, So the total for the groceries was 3,403 rands and 6 cents.
Yeah.
And for the takeaways, we knew that once you move to a homestead, you can still go buy takeaways, right? We spent 1,193 and 9 cents.
Sheesh, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's because we went for breakfast.
Yes.
Yeah, into a restaurant, and we actually had a sit-in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Yeah, that does pump up the price quite a bit, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's not just, fast foods and things like that. So, as you can see, that was a pretty big ticket item.
Yeah, it is, yeah. So, hopefully we can cut out a lot of this in the next few months. Yeah, that's all. That's what we spent. We spent 10,668 and 5 cents.
Yes. So, as you can see, right, like Audrey and I, we did speak to you about it. We told you that we are very frugal. So it's not a lot of things that we are buying, right? But the costs do add up very quickly. One thing we noticed though was that from moving away from the city all the way to here was that the average cost of the item actually went up. So we bought less things, but then now they cost more.
Yeah. And we are actually using 24/7 to track our expenses, not to track our expenses as such, but to track all the purchases that we are doing. Yeah, so it is an application and also a web-based application that connects to your accounts, and then it can pick up all these transactions. It is incredible.
Yeah, it's very easy to register. There's an app version, as she says, but the great one is also on PC, because that one also allows you to export a CSV file, which is like Excel format file. And from there, we were able to do our analysis and really add up together to see which transactions were really costing us the most in our household.
Yeah. So it's quite incredible. We do think that everybody should get it, because it is a South African application, so it knows the different types of stores you're actually visiting. So it doesn't just put things without telling you where you're actually shopping. So it is quite an incredible application.
And it also has these great categories. It categorizes each and every transaction. So if it's a certain purchase, it can tell you this one was groceries and things like that. So then you kind of have a better understanding to see where your money is going mostly in your household.
And it also tells us our net worth, because we are on this financial journey. We need to know that our net worth is increasing, so that's a bonus. That's all, guys. January we spent 10,668. That is from the 1st of January to the 27th of January. So we do our budget on the last Friday of each month, and this is it.
So we're gonna do a bunch of these, we try to go through this every month to just check to see, are we still on track? Because again, financial independence and freedom is really what we want to achieve at the end of the day.
Yes. So thank you for watching, everybody. We hope you enjoyed this, and we hope that it was insightful.
Bye.